Man, this is a new one. Now I gotta hear this. The most feared man of the decade. Who is it, Professor Nam? From 2010 to 2020, who was it, Professor Nam?
Most feared man of the decade.
Like avoided, all of that.
I think that's tough.
It's easy. It's easy
You
work.
think so?
It's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayweather said, easy work. Stop playing.
Easy work. Nah, so I think that at one point, the boogeyman in boxing was Triple G. At one point, another point, it was Errol Spence, who was a boogeyman.
So who is it? Just give me the name. Just know me the main one. Don't give me who you think
Most
or who was.
man of the decade.
Just give me one. All it takes is one. Like Wilder says, he one of the most feared too. But just give me your thought.
I'm a surprise y'all, and I'm gonna go with Rigondeaux.
Exactly. That's that. You man, how you gonna steal my answer? I thought you about to go with somebody else. First of all, Gennady Golovkin ain't no boogeyman. He ducked Andre Ward. He avoided Andre Ward in his prime. He avoided Lara. Ain't nobody avoided Gennady Golovkin. Let's all be honest. It was just all hype, and that train crashed a long time ago.
As a boogeyman.
Fighters did avoid him, but a lot of fighters did want to fight him. Rigondeaux, the guy you called out, Cruz, Mares, Quigg, Frampton, they were all champions at a division where Rigondeaux was the number one guy that just beat Donaire in the most viewed fight on HBO. It was one of the highest, most viewed fights. Man, it was a tremendous fight. And Rigondeaux had 2 straps. Nobody watches the lower weight divisions fights like that unless it was the Donaire at the time and Rigondeaux. And Rigondeaux, after he beat him, became a hot fighter. Man, they try to ish on him just because he beat the fighter from the Hopeless, like Donaire, because they were saying Donaire could beat Mayweather, according to Max Kellerman. If he fight Mayweather at 147, he'd be the favorite if he was 147 pounder. Rigondeaux schooled him like he stole something. And Donaire still kicking ass to this day. Fought Inoue and had a war with that guy. And obviously, Rigondeaux fought him in his prime and washed him, being 30 pounds, 20 pounds smaller than him, right? So they chose not to fight Rigondeaux, moved up in weight to avoid him. Not even one single fighter called out Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux still being ducked to this day. Lomachenko didn't want to fight him on 126. However, he wanted to fight Inoue at 126, according to Bob Arum. Lomachenko said, absolutely not. You got to move up to 130. And that's a fact for the casual fans, or the decavs, I should say. My bad, I take that back about the casual fans. No disrespect. So my point is, Wilder also up on the list. Rigondeaux, on the other hand, the reason I gave it to him, because even Donaire, when he lost to him, he said that the reason I lost is because I had to move up in weight. I could no longer make the weight. That's what Donaire said. You could check out the post-fight interview, because everything that I say is fact. So Donaire said that, right? Now, where did Donaire fight his last fight?
He fought it at junior bantamweight.
118. So your excuse for not rematching Rigondeaux, even though Rigondeaux was willing to move up to 126 and fight him, but his excuse was, oh, well, I struggled to make the weight. That's why I lost. I don't want to rematch at 122, blah, blah, blah. Rigondeaux was like, I'll move up to 126 and fight you. Then when Donaire realized that 126 are too big for him, he was like, man, Rigondeaux, great. He was 20 pounds smaller than me, and it felt like he was the bigger man. I fought Walters, and he had me feeling like I was fighting a giant. It's like I ran into a wall. He moved down to 118 now. It just show you how feared was Rigondeaux. Wilder is pretty feared. He had Povetkin, AJ avoiding him. All these fighters except the Tyson Fury. The only guy that stepped up to the table,
Ortiz.
You know what I'm saying? And Ortiz, obviously, because he was the boogeyman. Errol Spence was one of the most feared.
Yeah,
I would
Ortiz
have it ranked as Rigondeaux, Errol, Wilder, or Errol and Wilder.
Then maybe even Ortiz, because Ortiz he was.
You talking about virtual? No, I'm sorry. Luis Ortiz. Yeah. He's still one of the most feared. Dillian White won't fight him to save his life. Most mistreated fighter of the decade, Professor Nam.
You know who I got.
Who?
You know who I got.
Who that, man? You gotta tell me. NJ.
Yeah, and man. Part of it is his own doing and just making bad business
Decisions.
and managerial decisions, but he has been the most managed, most ill-treated boxer of this decade. He should be a superstar right now. He should be somebody that we know and is on commercials and is just part of the boxing conversation on multiple platforms. But I think everybody that I talk to tomorrow at work, I can ask about that person, about his name, and then they won't know him.
I feel like he made a couple bad business decisions, but he was also avoided. That's why I heard him, because he was trying to look for some smoke. He couldn't. He got misguided because he was looking for the smoke so much. They directed him the wrong way, so Canelo could avoid him. So I would disagree with you on that, though. Slightly.
Who you got? Who you got though?
I think the most mistreated fighter of the decade is Rigondeaux. Like, he really was mistreated. Man, they avoided the man. They had him move up 2 weight divisions to fight a Lomachenko. He had all the disadvantages. He was 10 years older, haven't fought or haven't been active, like had 2 or 3 fights for the past 4 years, while Lomachenko had 4 fights in 1 year or 5 fights in 1 year. Like I said, he was the smaller guy. They gave him a small purse of $400K. Talking about, oh, he quit. He was supposed to quit with that purse they offered him. They talking about Lomachenko pound for pound #1, and they gave this dude $400K? Come on, man. Now I want to shout out Rap Critic, my man.
Critic, what a
salute.
Good.
Keep schooling these delusional fanboys. Hey, man, Rap Critic, salute all day. I just dropped the number, call in. Hey, hold on. I'm going to drop the number. How you say her name?
Desiree.
Desiree, call in, because we haven't had a female call in, so obviously you got to show love to Split Decisions. But for the meantime, Rap Critic, appreciate you for donating and showing love on the super chat. It's truly appreciated. That's my man, Rap Critic. For the ones that don't know, now you know. 7 ain't even an argument. So like I said, I'm talking about the decafs that want to argue. They keep saying I'm this and that in the comment section, that want to seek out the truth in the AkHi, that want to prove me wrong. Y'all got something to prove. AkHi undefeated. AkHi, man, he the GOAT, because nobody want to prove him wrong on Split Decision. He undefeated on Split Decision. Professor Nim styling on y'all. He too fly. He literally is the sky. He the sky, man. Come on, stop playing with him. So I appreciate every single one of my AkHis. Obviously, I'd rather talk with a decaf just to school him for my AkHis and entertain y'all, but I love talking with my AkHis too. Obviously, to my left, in the blue corner, the man that always gets back up regardless of him getting knocked down.
Oh, you ain't never seen that. You never seen that.
So you never got dropped in Split Decision?
Nope. My record clean over there.
Clean? Is it cleaner to you? Clean. You sure? Is it cleaner to you?
It's just as clean.
Because you too fresh out there. I don't know, man. You too fresh, man. I don't know. If your record that clean, you gonna be more popular than Floyd, man.
I mean, y'all let us know out there. I'm gonna leave it up to them.